It's now time to start thinking about how we might present this design to our client. To do that, we go into a presentation space, a pages space if you like. I click on pages and I can select a page. I've set up a page called proposal and I'll OK that. You can see we go into what in fact is an A1 sheet. I'll show you how that's done by clicking create a new page and click new. I'll give it a name rather than page 1. We'll call this actual design, just so that we're all clear about what we're doing. ACTUAL design, actual design, and we're putting it on an A1 sheet of paper, and we'll go OK. So we have, in fact, if we go to the pages palette now, we have, and if we said select page, we've got the model, so we can click on it and go OK. We return to our model. If we go to pages, select a page, we can go to the proposal and OK that. So we're seeing a sheet. Now we might want to put our border and our logo in here. We can do that in the usual way by inserting a block, and I've got one somewhere here called A1, an A1 sheet, so I'll OK that, and in comes the A1 sheet. This should go very close to fitting on an A1 sheet of paper. So to come in, I can click on it. You can see it's one object. We could break it up if we wanted to by right clicking and explode, but for the moment we'll leave it as is. So there's our logo and our details and so on. So what we're going to do in here, maybe we will break it up because that looks a little large to me, so we'll explode it. And one thing we've not talked about is selecting all of this, right click and scale, and we can scale it by 50% down, so now the little logo sits down there and we've got more space to place things. So what we're now going to do is to place our concept ideas on this. This is the proposal, and on the other page, let's select it, we'll go to the actual design, and once again if I right click and zoom extends, I'll close that email that's come in, and there's the A1 sheet. You can see it's shadowed here. I'll draw and insert the A1 sheet again on this one, bring it in, pop it down there, select it again, explode it again, select these, right click, scale, click here and scale the logo down by 50%. So now we're ready to put the actual design on there. I'll go back to, I may well be confusing there. Let's go back to select page and we pick model. Just want to show you how easy it is to do. We put a box around everything. We want to put this design on the actual design page, don't we? We'll come back to the other one in a moment. So it's edit, clipboard. We're going to copy all of that onto the clipboard. We go to pages and select a page, go to the actual design, and we go edit and paste, and in comes the whole design, all of the work that we've done. Remember, it's full size, so there's our A1 sheet of paper way down there. It being the whole group is selected, so we can in fact right at this point scale it. And I'm guessing that a scale of what maybe 1 to 100 might work here. So we'll click scale and we'll go as a base point. We'll just click down here some an arbitrary point, and as a scale factor we'll go 0. We'll try 1 to 50, 2, and hit enter. And then we need to go zoom extents. So here's our little design down here. Just need to shrink it a little more so we can select it and right click and move it, and we move it from there and pop it into the sheet, and we can expand things there. So there's our design at a scale of 1 to 50 on that sheet, and that's going to work out reasonably well. In fact, you can see the lovely resolution that we're getting on the sheet. We can plot it. In fact, we could plot a window around any part of it, but we're able to move things around. You remember there was the design that's going to be applied to the inside of this wall here, but what we can now do is, in this zone, we can populate this area through here with other illustrative materials, and we can label bits and pieces. So can you see that if we go back here to select page, the proposal, we've got a proposal sheet. In a moment we're going to we've done a sort of 3D impression of our design, and we'll sit that in that center panel, and then we'll pop some examples of plant species scattered around the outside, so we get a proposal that we can show the client. And then if the client said, yeah, I like that proposal, we go into the actual design, the implementation of the design, and that's also on an A1 sheet. So at the moment we've got 2 sheets. You might want to try doubling the scale and changing it to, it's 1 to 50 at the moment. You could change it to you could try a 1 to 20, and there's nothing to stop you putting additional sheets in where you could show, if you wanted to increase that scale, you could show this sort of thing. So it's your call. You can do almost anything that you want in this environment. You may be able to see here that I've double the scale. Is now a scale of 1 to 25, which in Australia is not an approved Australian drafting standard, but for the purposes of this illustration it will do. So the whole project is taking shape, and it's very easy to change things around and move things around. If I wanted to put that information about planting an advanced tree, I simply move it. Now I've moved it off the sheet and I pop it down in an appropriate position. It too could be scaled if necessary. You notice as we zoom in that the resolution is phenomenal. It's really, really good. So we're looking at quite a small screen. I'll right click and zoom extents, but when plotted on an A1 sheet of paper, the client is going to be able to work happily with that design, as is the contractor. We may well add another sheet here where we turn off all the fancy plant symbols and just have some circles for the planting contractor. Let's revisit these presentation pages, these presentation spaces. If we go to pages, previously I showed you how you could rename them, but let's select page. What I've done here is set up 3 pages. Let's go to page 1. And page 1 is the page where I want to show the client my concept. So I visited with them, if you like, sketched a design for the courtyard area with some little notes in it. Now I'm showing the client the concept and showing the client some of the sorts of plants that might be used in the design, and you could develop a project to this state and do no more. Just to show you how easy it is to do that, I'll pan across like so. You put all of these images in, they're raster images or images either scanned or photographs. You just say insert raster, they're dots. So that middle one I called a 3D perspective for want of a better name, and I just say insert. And if you notice down in the command area, image attach, we simply draw a box and then click, and whatever box size we draw the image will go in there, and we can easily scale it and just change its size like so, and then move it and put it wherever we want. So can you see, let's get rid of that one. Can you see that zoom extents, that placing images in and around a sheet that's an A1 sheet is very, very easy. Just a reminder, if we go select page and pick our second one, it's where we were at a moment ago. Here's our design. We've gone to stage 2, if you like, produced a design for the client. So our decking and our vista to our artwork through the freestanding structure is there. We haven't put any notes here, but we could add notes at this point quite easily. There's the 3 panels that we're going to attach to the wall there, and we've got a little drawing down here of how to plant an advanced tree. So that again is an A1 sheet, and we could right click, zoom extents. All the things that you know how to do already can be done in this area. There'd be nothing to stop you putting ellipses behind here and being quite creative on it with the background. You could even do a gradient in Photoshop and put a gradient behind all of that if you wanted to. If we go to page 3 in this series, and there you can see what I've done there. I've taken I've magnified the 3 panels, the artwork that Gordon Crichton's done, and we want to apply it. That'll be cut out of stainless steel with a red backing and green backing behind it, and that will be put on the feature wall. So can you see that creating new pages is easy? Just say create a new page, go new. This will be page 4 in the series. It's A1 in size, it's an album. We go OK, and right click, zoom extents, and draw and insert block, find our A1 sheet and OK it, put it in. It's not a bad idea to put it at 0,0, and if you go edit and attribute edit, you can click the little attributes here and say site line 1, this could be a block of land, 79 hedge house, and line 2 of there could be Bray SA whatever 5045, and we go OK. That information that we typed in just goes straight into that logo area. If we swung back to the previous page, we could do the same thing. Edit and attribute edit, point to it and fill in some tag information there. So what we've done there is tag the attribute. This is not the point to deal with it, but all of the plants that we put in also have attributes with them, and we can extract attribute information if we want. Let's go back to first page, or back to the model. Can you see that we've developed the design in various stages and are able to present it to the client in various stages? Just looking at it here, the piece of artwork by the artist that's going to sit on that plinth certainly hasn't been designed, and we haven't got any pictures back from the artist yet to show what might go in that zone. So it's a developing project. I hope that gives you enough idea of how you can use GardenCAD to communicate your design ideas to clients.